Judy, at this time I'm trying to do something which you might ban, and I'm going to ban it if you say so. But I'm going to take up the article.
You're going to ban my drink?
No, not at all. Because I'm going to do exactly the same thing myself. But there was an article which told people of Denmark that you took pills, that you were found unconscious in a hotel room.
Yes, I read that.
In Gothenburg.
Yes.
What do we have to say to that?
It makes me laugh. How could I possibly be found half dead or whatever they wrote? It's very difficult for me to read. Mm-hmm. It was translated by, I don't know, somebody.
Somebody, yeah.
And how could I have appeared at all if that had been true?
No.
If I were, that's my only answer.
It's a big lie.
It's a big lie, and it's a lot of it. It's a bore, it's not true, and it's slanderous.
May I say it's a bore?
You may say it's slanderous, too. Because
the name of the man is Bore.
Oh, really? Well, he's the right fellow who wrote it. Right. He's a bore of the world to read or to hear, because how dare anybody just take that, do you know the man?
Yes.
Do you like him?
No.
I don't blame you. I don't like him either. Hmm? Is he necessary?
No.
Why does he write? And does it?
Don't ask me.
Do they sell a lot?
The establishment.
What establishment?
The Danish.
Oh, well, I don't know. That's a discotheque in there is a place called the Establishment in London. Is this the establishment of newspaper?
May I say?
Newspaper.
He is not only called the Bore. He is baptized the Bore. He is a bore.
He writes like well, not. I can't even give him the credit of being a bore. He's less than nothing. But he's worth concentrating on. Anybody who tries to just disintegrate anyone else's life is worth somebody else taking care of. I don't know. Maybe God will see to it that he loses his mind, or he's lost his mind, obviously. He couldn't write. Bad writer. Was he in the room?
Yeah.
My room?
Yeah.
When I overtook the
No, he was in the hall.
He was?
The concert.
Oh, he was in the hall?
He was sitting right behind my wife and I.
Well, I'm talking about where he wrote that I had taken an overdose of sleeping pills and was found half dead. Was he in my room?
No.
Well, then how can he say that?
That is exactly what I am wondering about.
Why don't you find out?
I'm trying to.
He was sitting in Copenhagen writing it.
He wasn't sitting in my room.
No.
No, but Bridget was. Oh. No, Bridget wasn't. Bridget doesn't know anything either. Nobody who would write a thing like that is ridiculous.
People just like to invent stories about people with names.
Yeah, they like to invent stories. But why don't they invent the truth?
Would you say that again?
People just
want to
invent stories about people with names. He did the same with Sammy Davis. He put a very not nice article in the newspaper because Sammy Davis had a singer. She came to Copenhagen. What was her name? Fran Jeffries. Fran Jeffries. Yeah. Yes. She came to Copenhagen, and the minute she stepped out of the plane, this man was at the airport, and he wrote an article that she was the reason for Sammy Davis that he left his wife, and she was the reason, and that was obvious. Obvious, because when she stepped out of the plane,
maybe she looked nice.
Oh, but I mean, that's stupid. A lot of people look nice, and men don't leave the wife because not normally. because then they would run back and forward all the time because there are a lot of nice women in the world. But he put it down that was the reason that he left Mike with, but that was of course not the reason. So you see, that's then invent stories like that just out of the air.
Well, why?
But the
Why
paper
are they
he
allowed
works for, it lives, it thrives on stories like that.
Yeah.
All over the world, papers, they have some journalists and they just live on making stories. What I have been
Well,
reading
it's
in
just
United
Why
States.
can't I get some of the money?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, I think it's quite unfair.
Yes, really.
Yes, but it is life. I mean, I
No,
don't
it
think
isn't life. You don't get written about that way.
Judy.
Do you?
No, but
No,
I'm
you
not
don't
her
either.
name.
No.
Well, I know, but you are a woman.
Yes, but I'm not famous.
Well, but you're
Makes
still a
great
lady and a
difference.
woman.
Nobody's interested in reading about me.
Well, but why not print the truth about people if they
Because
don't know
they
you?
don't-
They
not so
can't
interesting.
tell the truth.
Why
That's
can't they?
because you
Not so
are,
interesting.
I guess.
Why doesn't somebody try it?
Well, I will try.
All right.
Because then nobody will buy the newspaper.
How do you know?
I'm going to do exactly what you're asking about. I'm going to tell the truth. Because now, in just a few minutes, in a little less than 12 minutes, I got the truth. I'm going to sell it. And I'm going to put the whole thing unedited on the air.
Good.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can. I bet
Yes,
you
I
can do
can.
anything you want.
Do that.
I will.
I hope you can.
I will.
That's contract then between you.
It is. It's
Yeah.
between you and me.
Sure, and Mickey and your wife
Certainly.
and this lady here.
Will you
also on tape.
countersign it?
Surely.
Certainly.
Not for money.
No, because
I
I
was very-
can't give you the money you are used to.
But it gave me the warmth of the audience and the graciousness of the... I wanted to come back to see the city, and not just the city, but the people. Why don't you tell your wife about the hotel, about the man at the hotel who was the taxi driver that
Oh, yeah, that's
sweet
wonderful.
Man.
When I got into the hotel, in order to interview you and to have a nice time with you, we had to come down into a taxi to get up and get my car at the radio house. The two of us, went into a taxi, and as soon as we got in there, the taxi driver said, he turned back. We were sitting in the back of the taxi, and he turned back and he said, "It's an honor."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't
I think that
lovely?
must be something that
That's very
you
dear.
remember, yes.
Well, that makes
There
it.
isn't too much of it, but I
But
think
don't let
it can
anybody-
make up for what everybody else is putting up.
Not necessarily. They shouldn't write bad
No, but
things
they-
if the people feel that way.
No.
Then no one should write or say anything that is the opposite. The man was a genuine
He was genuine.
person. And we had barely been in the taxi. We just got into it, and sort of rushing out with my
Things.
suitcase and so forth, so we could get here close to time. And he just said, "What an honor!"
Really?
And I thought it was the most gentlemanly thing that I've heard, you know. And it was, I talked to him for alone while you went upstairs to find your keys that he left in his office. And the taxi driver was very interesting. He goes to France, he goes to Spain. He told me the price of bread in France and Spain is much. It's easier life. He was a very nice person and a genuine person.